Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. As you can see, we're jumping into the Family Matters universe today. Now, if you've never seen Family Matters and you don't like spoilers, you should jump off of here. Go watch Family Matters, then come back. But if you don't care, we move on. Now, today we are going to be talking about Laura, specifically Laura's relationship, or feelings rather, towards Steve. Right now, over the course of the series, we see her, grow less and less annoyed with Steve. And, by the end of the series, her and Steve actually end up engaged. Wish we could have gotten that final season to see them get married and have their, first year as a married couple, but it's all right. We kind of just have to be happy with what we got. Like, we literally have no choice. Yeah, so Laura couldn't stand Steve when he first showed up in the series. Now, for those of you who don't know, Steve's character was supposed to be a one-off character, but the audience reacted to him so well that they brought him back until he ended up a recurring character on the show and became a part of the main cast. But he originally was not supposed to be. And we see that Laura really can't stand him. In fact, the first 2 seasons, like, anything he said or did would piss her off. Like, he couldn't even get to a certain distance near her without her getting pissed off. Okay, and then we slowly see her defenses come down and she actually befriends Steve. Right now, I feel like we see her have a friendship that actually blossoms, where she just is like, okay, he's not that bad. Like, he's, kind and caring, and even though he has all of these not so great qualities, he's still a great person and he's a great friend, right? But I think that her feelings for Steve developed way before she even realized it, before it's ever acknowledged, and possibly even before the first time Stephan appears. Okay, and I feel like she used Stephan as a way to feel comfortable with openly being with Steve. Okay, bear with me. So the first time we meet Stephan, he was smooth, he was cool, whatever. But he was like very arrogant and very egotistical, and that's what Laura didn't like. She liked all of the qualities, the good qualities of Steve in Stephan, because it was not embarrassing to be seen with Stephan. Okay, and so when she goes to Steve and asks for Steve back, the first time that Stephan is shown, like, she's like, no, you're terrible because of your ego. You have such a big head. It's making you treat people like crap, and I don't like that. Steve would never, right? And then when she goes to Steve to get Stephan back, she asks him to just, tune him up a little bit so he has more caring qualities and he's not being such an a-hole to everybody, right? And Steve does that. But if you pay attention, when Stephan, like, after the modifications that Steve makes, Stephan is literally just Steve in a normal physical form. That's it. Like, his voice is normal, he walks normal, he dresses normal. That's it. Like, but all of the rest of the quality, like, Stephan, I think we get shown that Stephan learned like a completely different language or something like that. Steve knows multiple languages as well. Stephan, now, while he was able to easily incorporate himself into the modeling world, Steve is literally a genius. So he is very creative as well. So we see Stephan letting out that creativeness through modeling and, entertainment work, while Steve is letting that creativity out within science and, these experiments that he does. So, Yeah, you know, it's the same person just in a cool body, and someone that Laura doesn't mind being seen with. And we see that one of the things that was holding her back as well, when she does get to the point of, you know, accepting her feelings for Steve, is be embarrassed with, you know, certain activities that he partakes in, right? Like, we actually see her not wanting to participate in the Polka Palooza, and her friend, her name is just slipping me right now, but this is one of those rare moments where she's being a good friend, because her and Laura have, like, I don't think they're the best of friends. They're best friends in the show, but like, if you look at some of the storylines, like, the way they so easily let men come in between them is crazy. But this is not about that. But yeah, the one time where she gives her some good friendly advice, and she's like, hey, you decided to start dating Steve Urkel, so you have to start doing stuff that Steve Urkel does, because you know he gonna do stuff that you want to do. You can't just let this be one-sided, you know? And I thought that was some great advice. And yeah, she was not wrong for giving her that advice. And we see that Laura goes, and then she learns so much more about Steve that makes her care even more for him, right? And it's like, literally, over the course of the series, like, you see her loosen up and find him, like, more adorable, when he would be like, oh, I'm breaking you down, I'm breaking you down. Like, at first, the first time he ever said that, she rolled her eyes and walked away, you know. And then you see, like, over time, she, like, then she smiles, then she's like, okay, whatever, and, like, damn near have her blushing at certain points. And she always ended up having his back as well. One thing that, you know, we see. So Steve is very, like, when he's friends with you, he stands up for you. Like, even if he's not friends with you, like, we literally see him do a bone marrow drive for one of his bullies, because, you know, he just trying to help out. When he found out that the boy was sick, mind you, this boy just gave him a swirly, and he found out he was sick, and he didn't hesitate to jump into action to try and help him out. And you know, I think that's one of the characteristics that also led her to caring so much. And one of the things we always see her do, even when it came to the guys she liked, she would stand up to these different people for Steve. Okay, because she's like, you know, he's annoying, yes, but he's trying his best, right? And so I don't want to make this video too long, but I hope that you get what I'm trying to say. Like, I definitely feel like we see her feelings for him developed way sooner than they are ever expressed. And I do think that it is like that friendship acceptance thing, but I think that it's, again, it goes into we don't really know exactly the exact point in time where she really starts feeling deeper emotions for him before they tell us, right? Because even in, I don't know, I think season 8 was their last high school year, which is when they went to prom together, right? And she was very pleased with going to prom with him as well. So you could say, well, that's the moment that but I don't think that's the moment that she started feeling for him. I think it was, I think it was way before then. And we don't get confirmation on it, because you have to understand, she also doesn't recognize that these are deeper feelings than, oh, I'm accepting him as a friend now. You know what I mean? Let me know if you understood what the heck I was trying to say. I know what I'm trying to say. I hope it was clear. And what were your thoughts when it came to Laura and Steve's relationship? Did you like their relationship? Do you think that Steve deserved to be with Myra or with Laura? With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, bye.